Hi, I'm Melissa May, and this is Little Book of Confessions, a podcast about the stories we keep, the truths that shape us, and the messy, beautiful in between. What started as my journal turned into a space for raw conversations, anonymous confessions, and unfiltered reflections on life, work, identity, and everything we're not saying out loud. If you're figuring it out as you go, you're not alone. Let's confess, because some secrets deserve to be told. Trigger warning. Little Book of Confessions is a space for honest, unfiltered storytelling. Episodes may include discussions of trauma, mental health, abuse, sexual assault, addiction, self-harm, suicidal ideation, grief, identity struggles, and other sensitive or difficult subjects. Please take care while listening. Pause or skip episodes if you need to. Your well-being comes first. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is close to my heart and a topic that I know is a struggle for a lot of people. I just want to give a trigger warning that this does have to do with eating disorder. So if that's a difficult topic for you, please feel free to skip this episode. But I was just thinking about just the things that we struggle with that a lot of us do. It doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your age, but it is eating disorders. And I was thinking about this a lot because it's taken me a long time to come to terms with and feel comfortable with myself. When I was younger, when I was in high school, my mom used to be really strict about what we ate. We never had snacks in the house, barely. And we always ate very healthy. The only snack we would have in the house was Snackwell's bars. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Throwback to the 90s, but those were very popular. They were like the low fat. I don't know what they advertised as exactly. I can't remember, but that was the only snack. We never had soda. It was always water. And I just remember through a very chaotic time in my life that being able to control what I could eat was something that brought me peace and comfort. And I would relish how few calories I could consume. The less calories, the more control I had. It was this weird reward thing that I had, but it wasn't healthy. It wasn't good. I was already tiny. I was only, I think 5'4", and I know I grew a little bit. Now I'm 5'4" and three quarters inch, but I was a tiny kid. I was already real thin. I had been teased as a kid too. Kids used to call me toothpick legs and all this stuff, but I still had this eating disorder because I had a lot of chaos around me. And so I was just thinking about that and going through my old journals. I was remembering somebody that I met along the way. I was 17. This happened in 1998. And I think about this one person a lot. And I just wanted to share. So today what I want to do is this is my first solid journal that I had when I was in high school that my friend Erica got for me because I was a writer and she was so encouraging. I remember her family. I always loved going to her house because her family was so smart and intellectual and thoughtful, and we'd sit around and talk about ideas and share what we were reading or what we were thinking and talk about philosophy. And she was just such an amazing person in my life. And she really encouraged me to embrace even more the writer inside. And I've told her this before, but she really was such a catalyst for me getting down my thoughts and my ideas and capturing who I am in a really organized way. So thank you, Erica. You know who you are. And so anyways, I was just thinking about this one person who I met, and to protect some things, I'm going to summarize some things, and I won't share all the little details, but there's someone that I met, and I have a lot of journal entries, and I was just going to sit here, and I just want to read a little bit to you today, because it's not only a reflection on what she was going through, but how I was interpreting and absorbing and processing what I was going through her. And the one thing that I'll say, well, I'll wait till later to say it, but I just want to read a few things. There's some journal entries, there's some quotes, there's some letters, and I just want to share because I think she was a beautiful person, and I feel in my heart the struggle she went through because it was also my struggle and maybe your struggle too. And being much older now, I won't say exactly how old I am right now. I don't care. I'm proud of it. You know what? I'll just say it. I'll be 45 this year, and I've learned a lot since then. And so, anyways, I'm just going to share this from my book of confessions. Okay, so this was written, I wrote this in February 2nd, 1998. There's this one girl that I met. She's 19 years old and anorexic. In fact, she's doing so bad that she might die. I don't know why exactly she cares so little for living. I don't know what happened to her. I do know that she feels like a burden to her parents. She is a mom who is more active in the church than in her daughter's life, and a father who works all day and is rarely home. I feel so sad for her and for the millions of others who suffer from this disease. She is extremely beautiful, extremely smart, loving, and caring. I've hung out with her only a few times, but I feel like she shines so bright that I can't help but look into her soul. She needs help, but it's the kind of help that she can only give herself. I have something that she shared with me that she had written to somebody else going through a situation similar to her. And it's just why I want to share this. It's interesting how we see in others like the grace and kindness that we sometimes can't give ourselves. But this is what she wrote to somebody else going through something similar. It includes many wonderful quotes, poems, and personal excerpts from this person. And in my journal, I say, I only wish that she could fully recognize what she needs for herself. So I'm just going to read through these quotes. And some of them I noted who said it. All of the quotes come from Little Life's Treasure Book on Hope by Jackson Brown Jr. So the first one is keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. That's from Helen Keller. The next one is when the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. Another's on the darkest night, the stars shine most brightly. Hope dies unless you feed it. That's an English proverb. This is from Emily Dickinson, which amazing, but not knowing when the dawn will come, I open every door. And the last quote right here is hope is putting faith to work when doubting would be easier. And so the next thing I write in my journal is after thinking about what I wished for you the most, the world hope rang the loudest. See, I believe as long as you have just a little bit of hope somewhere inside of you, you can overcome anything. And I wrote that. That's a quote from this person. So I have this poem too that she included in here, and I just want to read it. It's an excerpt from The Greatest Miracle in the World. Here we go. And I'm going to try not to get too emotional as I read this, but it's just, this one just sticks with me. But okay, here we go. I hear your cry. It passes through the darkness, filters through the clouds, mingles with starlight, and finds its way to my heart on the path of a sunbeam. You weep for all your childhood dreams that have vanished within the years. You weep for your self-esteem that has been corrupted by failure. You weep for all potential that has been bartered for security. You weep for all your individuality that has been trampled by mobs. You weep for all your talent that has been wasted through misuse. Weep no more, I am with you. And this moment is the dividing line of your life. And all that has gone before is like unto no more than that time you slept within your mother's womb. What is past is dead. This day you return from the living dead. You are my greatest miracle. You're the greatest miracle in the world. Still, I love you and I'm with you now. You need me and I need you. And then I have this next quote that says, when you are worried, give your troubles to God. He will be up all night anyway. I will say there was a time in my teens that I did get heavily involved with the church. I did get baptized. Again, I think I was baptized when I was a kid, but we had no record. But I did get baptized and went through all of that. And I looked to God for a while. And what I'll say about that is I was within the Catholic Church, and I was raised Catholic, and the family I lived with, which is amazing. I'm very close with them to this day, and I love them, are Catholic. a part of me, though, a big part of me, I'm not religious and I don't necessarily subscribe to much of this. I'm spiritual. I think for me, it was just really hard to consolidate, especially when I came out, that anyone would burn in hell for just being who they are. We are created by whatever created us. And I think that should all be loved and celebrated. So, anyways, I know it's a religious quote, but you know what? I still think it's beautiful and God can mean whatever it means to anyone. Okay, so then in my journal, I write, even though my problems are different from hers, I can still relate to these feelings. I have cried for every single one of those losses. I've gotten angry that I went through so much pain, but I am lucky because I now feel grateful. I reached out and let someone help me emotionally. The hard part is taking someone's advice on how to handle your own emotions. That's a hard one. Once you do it and see how good it makes you feel, the rewards become endless. Because of and this is my guardian, who is my mom, who's still everything to me. I say for her and for myself, I gave up my anger and hate for my mother and turned it into love. I feel so much more peaceful than I have in a long while. I still have a long ways to go, but I'm going. And so the next part are some words from this girl that I met. I say girl, she was a year older than me, but I say here's some words of advice from her, advice I wish that she would take. Everything about you tells me you're a fighter and you can get through this if you just take the first step and reach out. Talk has been the best thing I've ever done for myself. I don't believe you can fail at reaching out and letting others help you, whether it's eating disorders or depression or alcoholism or drug abuse. We all need help. We will only fail if we don't try to get help. I've seen how hopeless I feel when I'm fighting alone, but when I have people in my corner, I can start to believe in what seems impossible. Getting better and fully enjoying life. Imagine that. I mean, honestly, imagine that. Please listen to that smart voice that tells you things aren't right and help would be a good thing. I promise you, it'll be worth it. I really thought that was so beautiful. I just really wanted to share that because here's the hard part. But honestly, I don't think that she made it, but she was a fighter. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to understand, like, how do people give up or how do things overtake people? But what I just try to do is recognize the struggles that we all have. And I just hope that we can all kind of turn towards ourselves and understand that let's love ourselves as much as we show love to others, because we should be mirrors to each other and helping each other tell our stories. And that's why I want to do this podcast too, because it is about the stories. The secrets we keep can be so hurtful. And when we tell them, it takes the loneliness away. It takes the power away of what's trying to destroy us from within. And I just hope, I know that I wrote this when I was 17 and she was 19, and this was a while ago, but I don't think that we ever stop struggling against these things. And I think we constantly need to keep sharing because, yeah, we get older, we're stronger, we get therapy, but I think it's still good reminders to really be the biggest advocates for ourselves, but more importantly, reflect to other people who they are, because that's important. That's so important. Lastly, I just wanted to share this one thing. It's the last entry that I have from her, and it was on Valentine's Day, and she gave me this little Valentine, and it's really cute. I'll show it on my video, but it's a picture of like a little girl with a big hat with a flower on it. It has like hearts on it. And so to open it up and bring it out, there's a little cutout heart in here. And inside the Valentine, remember those little Valentines you got when you were in elementary? She had gotten one of those, and this has Marvin the Martian on it. It's really cute. And on the back, it says, "Surrender, Valentine." And she wrote, Melissa, I just want to thank you for being my friend and always willing to listen. You're a special person. Have a happy Valentine's Day. And then she wrote love, her name. And anyways, in my darkest days, I'll tell you what, I'm so grateful that I've kept my journals and that I have these memories to look back on, because sometimes it's hard to remember who we were, what we went through. Sometimes we make up these stories in our head of certain things. And I love these grounding moments, and I love being able to share with you. Life is just a series of challenges. It really is. We all know that. It's a series of challenges. We meet people who change us forever. We meet people that we change them. And I just want to say, if you've been through this, I feel you, I see you. If you're still going through this, I feel and see you. And just know you're beautiful. You're worth it. There's somebody out there that when you're feeling the most helpless, maybe that's when you reach out and you help somebody, because then that can help reflect who you are back to yourself. All right. Stay beautiful, stay confident, and till next time. Thank you for listening to Little Book of Confessions. If something in this episode stirred something in you, good. That's what we're here for. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at melissamay.me. Until next time, keep writing your truth, and remember, some secrets deserve to be told.